Alright everyone, today's role analysis is with Geoff, and he's one of the black belts out of Trenton who's under Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu. This was definitely a little bit more of a flow roll, I would say, but we had some pockets of minor intensity. I would say this was a pretty technical, fun roll. Match always starts here in what Jordan actually calls the showdown position, and I kind of like to enter into a De La Riva position to start with. With the pressure he's putting on my hip, look, I just pop my hip back and I drag his leg across, so a little counter pressure I know he'll exert when I drive forward, and once I kind of collapse his foot, I'm normally able to cut across. But because he shrimped out, I kind of lost my balance, and I reweave my knee in the middle here. Whenever I fail a pass, I try to immediately enter into the next pass, but his collar grip kind of created enough space where we got a clean reset. And I noticed this is the first time he does this move. He likes to actually hold a pant leg and come up on a single leg, so you'll see him do it a few times. The first time I think, okay, maybe he's just trying it, but after he does it a few times, like, okay, this is what he actually likes to do. This is his A game, presumably. So again, back in this De La Riva position, I step a little too far forward, and to prevent him from getting up on the sweep, look at what I do in slow motion. I drag his leg across, that's the first thing I do, and when he lets go of my ankle grip, I just technical stand up, and I should have the edge there simply because I'm kind of underneath him, so I kind of prop him into an elevated position. So it'd be hard for him to come up and control the position. Starting here again, De La Riva, clearly he likes De La Riva, and I, no matter what, will not accept any lapel guards. I hate lapel guards, and you can see I'm telling him that's just not going to happen, and I'll give up anything else. I think we battle it out here. You can see he still is trying to feed the lapel, but I will literally give up bottom side control before I give someone a lapel guard. I just find that it's such a pain in the butt. Second attempt, sitting up on that single. This time I expected a little more, so I grab his belt, I try to get my other leg back so I have a wide base, and I control his leg. Me controlling his leg and raising it up makes it very hard for him to get up. So if we slow that down, first I pin down his leg, but I also keep it stretched out. That gives me balance, but as soon as I feel a little better, I lift it, and I still keep it stretched away so that leg doesn't re-enter to build a guard. He grabs my sleeve here, and I guess we kind of discuss, and there he goes to the lapel again. And you can see me laughing because I detest all lapel guards. I made a little mistake here, and I get punished pretty heavy for it, you'll see. As I try to bucket step in, I ended up weaving, and my shin catches his knee. I lose my balance, and I post, and look at how he comes up perfectly, timing-wise. Head connects, and I try to rapid guillotine, but he actually turns the corner on me a little bit sooner than I expected, so I end up in bottom side control. So even though I'm turning away, and it definitely looks like I'm giving up my back, you can see I raise my hands, and that'll help to stop the hook. So when he falls back or sideways, I'm going to stay compact like a ball. And you can see he can only get his top hook in. So I shift my hips out, I clear his top hook as well, and I just essentially create a lot of movement. You see I clear his bottom hook again using my foot, and I use my arms and primarily my elbows to keep deflecting the hooks. And I always just slip them off my hip. The Kimura trap here does knock me back, and I try to come up, which doesn't actually make sense because I got up into the Kimura trap, which is not strategically the best way to deal with the Kimura grip. I secure my own leg, and I almost like force my opponent into this Kimura armbar threat position, and I'm fairly comfortable defending both of those. Once I get my half guard here, finally, I'm able to kind of extend my legs, raise my hips, and roll through. When he defends, I just change the angle of the getup, and I'm able to secure the top half guard. So check out what I do. I pull my knees into my chest, and I take him where he has no base, which is essentially towards his mid-back. Once his back hits the ground, he pulls my leg across to ensure that I don't get up over his head, and I lean to the other shoulder and I come up. This is essentially a clean restart for me. So I did take the risk in turtling, but it allowed me to get out and kind of reset completely. And here I enter the knee cut. I push his bottom knee out of the way, and I make sure my elbow is closed so that I don't walk into a Kimura. I park my shin over his thighs. Because he was keeping his knee in so tight to his chest, we just move over as we were too close to another group. Again, he brings his knee inside, and I just keep my elbow blocking his inner thigh. I really always focus on doing that, and here he kind of goes to load me up and bridge me. So I don't focus on keeping my hands connected with the cross ace and underhook, and I just focus on posting. And if that means he gets his guard back, I really don't mind. So we're in this area of the battle where I have passed, but he hasn't really accepted the side control yet. So I'm not even looking to attack. I'm just looking to stabilize my position until he kind of accepts the position. me putting my hand on his neck with the fingers in the collar, it'll help to distract him and kind of help me settle into a control position a little bit more. I even kind of go for a darce here. I just attack it, I threaten it, just so that he stops defending the side control so aggressively. I use some staple work to remove his arm, and then I hop to the other side, just because he was defending really hard to his right, and I felt that his left side was open. And that was the end of the round, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you, Geoff, for allowing me to videotape. If you guys saw my roll analysis with Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu, I told you guys I'd give you a free copy of my BJJ Fanatics course on half and quarter guard to whoever guesses the next roll analysis guest. And this guy, Dragoph, somehow guessed it 5 seconds after I dropped my video. So just shoot me a message and I will send you the details on how to get your free copy. For those of you guys that don't know, you can see my BJJ Fanatics course. Half guard, quarter guard, lapel fed, gi and no gi transferable. And I kind of have it in 3 chapters and it scales up in complexity. If you grab a copy, let me know what your thoughts are. For those of you that don't know, Jake Mackenzie is one of the most accomplished Canadian BJJ competitors ever, maybe the #1. So I'm very excited to bring this to you guys very soon.